This is One-on-One. Welcome to One-on-One. I'm Steve Adubato. Everything you've ever wanted or needed to know about identity theft, you're about to find out. With an expert, we have Lourdes Cortez, who is President and Chief Executive Officer of North Jersey Federal Credit Union. Good to see you.
Thank you, Steve.
We were just having a fascinating conversation right before we got on the air. You just taught me an awful lot. Identity theft, how does it happen and how can we prevent it?
How does it happen?
Yeah, I mean, you just told me people should be shredding their monthly statements, and I'm thinking, what? I just take mine, rip them up, and throw them in the garbage, and you say, Steve, you can't do that. And I'm thinking, what does that have to do with identity theft? Go ahead.
Well, it does. It does, because you'd be surprised if you don't shred your statements and you just throw them in the garbage. There are people that literally will go through the garbage to get your personal information. So it's really key to discard your statements. The pertinent information that you no longer use, it needs to be really shredded.
What is identity theft?
Identity theft is when someone illegally uses your personal information to get credit, to open bank accounts, to impersonate you, really. Get driver's license, passports.
But some people are more susceptible than others for this, right? Elderly population and those
Absolutely.
who are, what do we call them, millennials, Jackie?
Yes.
What does that mean, 20-ish?
Yes, correct.
Who are we talking about? I mean, and why? Why those two populations?
Well, I think because the elderly, a lot of times don't feel they don't see the importance of making sure to discard their information. A lot of times too, you know, they're so susceptible to, you know, being, for example, I had a situation where a friend of mine got a phone call from a credit card company verifying information. And it turned out that her identity was stolen. So she didn't realize it. She didn't ask any questions. She just answered the questions that were asked. And it turned out that, you know, the person on the phone was the person that stole her identity and
You're
just got
kidding.
additional information. So, you know, my biggest tip for that is if you get a phone call from a credit card company, ask them what your password is.
Ask them why.
Because then you can verify whether, in fact, it really is your credit card company that is calling you to verify the last 6 or 5 charges on your credit card.
How'd you get into this whole field? And you're connected to an organization that we're partners with. Talk
Right.
about that organization.
It's North Jersey Federal Credit Union. It's a non-profit organization. It's a cooperative.
Right, and also the larger organization, the parent is right there. We have the website right there.
Right, the Credit Union League, njfcu.org.
And that Credit Union League is all about educating and informing and advocating, right?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
This is a big field.
Well, it's important. You know, we believe in people helping people, okay? That definitely describes who we are. You know, the difference between us and a bank is the mere fact that we care and we are interested in you as an individual.
Okay, just wanted to clarify. We're not saying banks don't care. You
Well,
can say what you want.
yeah,
We're not
yeah.
advocating that banks don't care.
Right.
But you're saying that that's your philosophy, that's your motto, but also you're trying to educate people about identity theft. You're also the other area I know that you're talking a lot about is credit score, which people are clueless about.
Absolutely.
And explain that whole credit score thing, because then there's something
Absolutely.
called a credit record.
Right.
What's the difference between a credit report and a credit score? Credit report and credit score. I thought they were the same thing.
Yeah, no, it's two different things. Your credit record is a list of all of your credit with your credit card companies, loans, mortgages. It gives you the list of the financial institution. Your credit score is a score that is given to you based on your payment history, how long you've had the credit cards or the mortgages open, and it's a risk rating that gets calculated based on your outstanding balances, how recent you have opened these accounts.
Right.
And it basically, that credit score kind of tells the financial institution whether you're a good risk or whether you're a high risk.
Big mistakes we make that screw up our credit score, they include what?
Late payments. Late payments, and also making sure that you pull your credit report so that you can verify that the information on that credit report is in fact yours.
How would I get that?
You could get that. The major credit cards offer free copies of your credit report.
I could say, I want to see my credit report.
You could go online. You could just Google Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. All three of them provide you free copies of your credit report.
Is it written in a way, Lourdes, that I can understand, or is it written in a financial jargon that I'll be sitting there saying, what? I don't get it.
Well, I think...
Because that's the hard part.
Right. No, you're absolutely correct. I think that the credit card companies are really working towards making it user-friendly.
Do they want us to understand?
I believe they do. But I also believe that the people that are putting together these reports are not necessarily the people on the receiving end.
But if you don't ask for them, there's nothing to read.
Right.
But
Correct.
you have to be, what you're really saying is you have to be proactive and protect yourself as best you can.
Absolutely, you do. And running a credit report, I was saying twice a year, maybe you want to do it once a quarter. It's inexpensive, and you know what? It's going to protect
Stay on top
you.
of it. I got to ask you before you get out of
Absolutely.
here. Online shopping.
Yes.
Give me some advice. What are
Well,
the risks?
you need to make sure that the websites that you're going in have the little lock at the bottom of the screen. Yes, it's a security lock that it has an icon of a lock. Not all of them have it, but there is, it does just verify that the website that you're purchasing on is secure, and they have either verified Visa, the logo on the bottom, or the little secure lock on the bottom of the screen.
If not,
do not shop.
Because?
Your information could be compromised.
This is important stuff.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because once your identity is compromised, it is so difficult. It's a challenge to really, get your identity back.
Getting it back.
Absolutely.
Lourdes Cortez, you've done a great public service, President and CEO, North Jersey Federal Credit Union. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Steve.
Good
Thank
stuff.
you for having me.
Anytime.
Okay.
Stay with us. One-on-one. We'll be right back right after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the Russell Berry Foundation, the Ohlendorf Center, Cohn Resnick, the Fidelco Group, Fedway Associates, United Water, New Jersey's credit unions. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger, powering NJ.com, and by NJ Biz, all business, all New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.